Alrighty guys, good to have you back on another video of NieR Reincarnation, and today we have new content, in particularly the new tower dropped just today. The Dark Tower is active, so prepare all your light weapons, especially the light staffs from the EX characters. The healing staff is great, and the revive staff can be good in some niche situations. Maybe we can check that out later when we tackle the tower content, but first things first. With a new tower, as usual, we get a new Abyssal unit, and today we have Abyssal Soldier, the Abyssal version of Lars. The stats are typical for Abyssal units. Stupid high attack, almost 9,500, so we're close to 10k. But let's check out his skills and abilities. So the character skill is Raging Spirit. It's a B-Gauge, and he deals 330% damage to enemy 5 times, and the damage is multiplied by 1.5 when the own affinity is light. So when he has a light weapon equipped as main hand, he deals 50% more damage. So that equals to 2,400, close to or around 2,400% damage. This is pretty good. This is NieR Re level right here, but with 5 hits instead of 4. So yeah, this is great. Okay, whenever there will be a stupid high challenge quest with lots of defense of the enemy, and nobody's able to cap, yeah, this Lars, he has a pretty good chance to cap on these enemies. But as of right now, it's not a good unit that has a 5-hit character skill, which can be useful for, like I said, very hard fights or even fast farming teams. That is another good way to use this Abyssal units, or in arena as an agility rusher, because you really can't build a CDR unit. They always have this increased cooldown time. Attack up by 40%, yeah, we know that. And in the Lucid Acuity, 80% more stats for the attack, and 40% more HP of light weapons, and the third passive is pretty nice. Ambush 15% crit rate up. It's the same with the NieR Re. She also has 15% crit as the third passive, and the debris is a loaded tenacity chunk. So you get 20% more HP, but the defense down is 20%. Yeah, not that great. Not really recommended to get this debris. The weapon, Orphan's Tears, is a pretty good light sword, and by pretty good I mean this has capabilities of being used as a main hand weapon on characters like Celeb Gale in Subjugation Wave 2. And I think that is a valid foresight, because let's have a look at the skills. So the first thing is a Blitz, 85% times 5. It's not that great, but it's on a 20-second cooldown, and this is pretty good. And the second skill is Orphan's Lucid Boon, deal 100% times 4, so that's 400% damage, pretty good, and increase your light damage by 30% for 15 seconds. The abilities are Lucid Boon, 30% more damage from light, and Ambush, crit rate up 15%. So pretty good sub-weapon for any user that wields a light affinity main hand weapon. The second skill has 23 seconds cooldown. 23 seconds is exact the same as EX weapons. And with 2 sub-weapons that have haste, you don't get an optimal cooldown reduction that speeds up the cooldown of the weapon, but 23 might be enough. I'm not quite sure, I can't test it because I don't have this weapon and I won't pull for it, but it is definitely something to consider. Yeah, Gale, Wave 2 in Subjugation as main hand, and then you use the both weapon skills, you hopefully get a lot of auto attacks in, and at the end of knockdown you use both weapon skills again. And with this boon here, I think it deals pretty good damage. So yeah, another great weapon from an Abyssal unit. Another great one. And we have two more great ones this time. I was expecting something more defensive orientated, because tower is usually a long fight where you have to survive a long time. But these weapons here, they are pretty offensive. And the next one here is for Arena, and the one after that as well. Visitor's Pistol, 18 seconds cooldown. Increase your attack by 30% for 30 seconds. The damage is not that good. The buff can be good, but there are a lot of light weapons that give you attack up already, so it's not that ideal. The second skill, though, is a boon, 30% for 15 seconds and 110% damage times 3. It's pretty good skill, okay? That's a pretty good skill. 23 seconds, 18 seconds, and the abilities are damn good, okay? Lucid Boon, 30%, and Lucid Haste speeds up the cooldowns when you have a light weapon equipped as main hand. So yeah, this is good for for Arena. This is a good Arena weapon for CDR builds, where you want to have units that can use their character skills pretty fast, and having a damage enhancing ability with Lucid Boon and a cooldown reducing ability with Haste here is like the optimal way of equipping sub-weapons to a CDR unit in Arena. So yeah, that is pretty good for gun users that are built in a CDR set. And the fist here, Stratocratic Fortune, goes in the same direction, although a bit different. So the same direction with Arena, but a different role. Let's have a look at the skills first. It's a 16 seconds cooldown, 50% times 5. Raises all allies' critical rate up is neglectable, because that's not a buff you want to aim for. And the blitz is 14%, 55% times 4. This is a very strong skill for a 14-second cooldown, and this is a pretty strong skill for a 16-second cooldown. And the weapon itself has Lucid Boon, 30%, and 20% timed agility. So this fist actually is very good for Arena. You can use this fist for either a speed rusher in Arena, because you have damage with the boon and speed with the agility, but you can also use this weapon as a main hand weapon, like the Silver Snow Claw, the Water Sword, for one-hand sword users, because it has a 14-second cooldown and a 60-second cooldown skill, which are pretty much ideal, okay? 14-15 would be better, yes, but 14-16 is still reasonably strong, and you have two good abilities here, so an awesome weapon for Arena. Definitely an awesome weapon. And then we have it. This is Abyssal Lars with the two weapons we got introduced today, but there was another notice we got for upward adjustments for certain costumes. And this is a notice about costumes, about old costumes that they buff in order to make them viable again. And let's have a look at a real quick look at the costumes before we end the video. So the first one is Bloody Hunter. The character skill got improved by adding the effect also increases all allies' wind damage up by 30% for 30 seconds when own affinity is wind. Yeah, I like that, but unfortunately first part of the character skill is not that good. It is only 110% times 3, so for subjugation you want to aim at 4 or 5 hits for the wave 1. She's definitely not a unit you want to use in wave 2 or 3, because there you want to have your main damage dealers that do the most amount of damage for your whole run. She could be interesting for wave 1, but the free hit is not that good. The way you would do that is use that skill right before you enter knockdown, so that the damage increased based on combo length applies to the hit, so you deal a good chunk of the knockdown meter and you can enter knockdown, and you have the buff active for all your units basically. Knockdown lasts 35 seconds, so you have it for almost the entire knockdown phase, which would be good, but I kind of doubt she would be viable for subjugation runs. The second character ability got changed to Soldier all allies agility up by 20%. So this is actually not that bad. This guy used to be a niche character as an agility rusher for Arena because she's pretty fast and with the pursuit, so when you hit 3 hits or more in your attack, she deals good damage. But since Awakening is a thing, and we have a look at her character attack, it's only 5,500. This is actually pretty low for an attacker. So I kind of doubt that she is viable in Arena now, especially that one-hand sword users don't have a good subjugation weapon that they can use to speed that up. But yeah, maybe she's a sleeper, but I don't see her as viable for the current meta as of right now. Then we have Abstract Assassin, a very defense-orientated unit. She gets an added effect to her character skill that increases all allies' defense up by 15% for 30 seconds when she is a water unit. Yeah, defense doesn't play a big role, and even though this buff is nice, it is nothing really game-breaking for this unit. And the character ability, before I think she had Aegis. Yeah, she had Aegis before, and now she has Ward. Giving all allies defense up by 20% is not a big deal either. This Archaea is tanky, yes, but tanky without a provoke is really not that useful, and without a heal is not that useful either. Yeah, so it's whatever. Then we have the abstract version of Demas. The character skill got an added effect of increased dark damage. One enemy will receive by 25% when own affinity is dark. Okay, yeah, this is actually pretty nice. And the vigor he had before is now a Valiance. All allies attack up by 20%. So yeah, that's actually pretty good. I can see this unit being used for players that don't have Lacrima Fio, like myself. Maybe he's a good replacement for that. Yeah, I should try him out to enter knockdown with him, and then I have 30 seconds of this debuff going on there, and the Valiance is actually pretty nice. So don't sleep on Demas. I will make a subjugation run with him for sure, just to test him out. I'm not quite sure if I have him at level 90 yet, but 85, I have him at least at 85. So yeah, that's actually a nice change. And then we have Abstract Captive. Abstract F66X. Sure, character skill got improved by adding the same effect as with Abstract Archaea, but when she herself has a light weapon. This is nice. This is actually nice. I saw Cabbage mentioned that her character skill gauge got improved from A level to B level. And if that is true, she got way better now, especially with her second character skill giving every ally 20% HP up. Wow, okay, this is awesome. She is a stable since I pulled her. I use her in every single tower run, and now she even gets more stronger. This is insane. Okay. And the last unit is Yuletide Monster, Yuletide Lavania. His character skill now increases all allies' attack up by 50% for 30 seconds when himself is a light unit, and Valence 20%. Yeah, was that attack up before? Okay, so it was a timed attack, now it's a static attack up, but for 20% instead of 15. And this is good. This is pretty good. Attack up is not that great. If we would have like the light debuff, the same with Demas here, I think that would be pretty good for him here. But I can see him being used when he only buffs attack now. maybe this variance has some effect to Arena, because I see some people use him in Arena, but not that much, so he's pretty niche. Maybe he's better now with 20% instead of 15, but these values, they work quite differently. I'm not quite sure about that, but certainly not a game-breaking buff here for him. And then the last unit is New Year's Noel, and she increases all allies attack up by 50% for 30 seconds when she is a fire unit, and that's it. Okay. Yeah, she is kind of one of the worst units, kind of one of the worst limited units we have in the game, and this doesn't help her at all. Okay. And then this is it. Okay, this is it for the video. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about the changes. What do you think about Abyssal Soldier? Yeah, he still has the increased cooldown time, but I think it's now time that I get my hands on an Abyssal unit myself to really test them out. But not this time. The banner is pretty mediocre, and I won't pull on them. Yeah, I hope for a better one in the near future with some discounts or better rates, or like, yeah, I don't know what I'm really looking for, but it's certainly not this banner anyway. Leave a like to the video, leave a comment down below if you have some questions or feedback. I'm happy to hear from you anytime. And without further ado, I'd like to thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.